We're gonna jump straight in, I think. This is not a live reaction. First of all, what up? I'm back. No, I'm not really back. Of course, I'm not streaming regularly anymore, but I am streaming these events an hour later than they happened. So we're gonna watch the VOD of the announcement that happened 1.5 hours ago of Path of Exile Mirage.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer.
Oh.
The Aphrodite assault our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane.
Her Jinn?
Break their chains, rescue them, and you will be granted a wish.
Oh, okay. Permanent upgrades, more rarity of items, additional Atlas bosses. Oh my lord!
Evil yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in the dark.
He became the weapon. Imbued gems. That's a big ass sword. And restored it. Oh, I like that. Exceptional support. Keep us the core, makes sense. The Atlas fractured? Reliquary and Ascendancy. Oh, that's a new bloodline potential. Wait. What was that? What? Wait. What was that? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually go back again. I'm sorry. I'm breaking the fourth wall here. Something about freed. I feel like that was maybe his name. I didn't actually really understand that. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot. I hope the content reveal is 2 hours long. Holy heck. Okay, it's long.
Today's stream will take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries, unlock new powerful rewards, and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Sekima. There are also significant in-game changes coming alongside Mirage, including a progression of the in-game storyline, a new in-game Atlas system, and as always, new rewards to match. After that, we want to talk about the slew of new Holy Templar skills and supports, as well as an additional Ascendancy class option added to the Scion, which some of you may find familiar. Next, we'll cover our new supporter packs, and then lastly, have a live Q&A session, where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile game director Mark, as well as game designer Octavian, your questions from Twitch chat.
Yeah,
After
I
the live
briefly
stream, we'll
saw
drop the full patch notes at 11 a.m.
Octavian
PST, or 2
when I
p.m.
joined the
PST.
stream late.
So let's
Really
get
happy to
started.
see
I'll
Octavian.
hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Afarud, a sect of desert-dwelling necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They are outcasts of outcasts, with no home or promised land. Instead, they seek their sovereignty through darker means. The Afarud have captured the souls of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are killing them, sapping their energies for purposes unknown. You must fight your way past the Afarud's necromantic creations to find the captive Jinn. Here, Varashta, an ancient Marikith sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them. After successfully defeating them, you will then be asked by Varashta to enter the Astral Realm and break the tether trapping the Jinn there. This gate to the Astral Realm is a mirage, an imperfect copy of the area around the captured Jinn. Now, when we say an imperfect copy, we mean that quite literally. Hold tight, because this league mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas. We'll get to that in a moment. Varashta can augment the magic of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes before you do so.
What is your desire?
These wishes are modifiers that will apply to the Mirage area, and have some pretty potent outcomes.
Okay, so you do this
There are
before
wishes that
entering
grant
it.
extra rewards, such as the wish for glyphs, which causes all portal and wisdom scrolls in the Mirage to instead drop as other currencies.
Pretty cool.
Or
I like that.
wishes that will spawn
Upgrading.
rewarding enemies, such as the wish for avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies that convert their equipment drops to gold.
I don't know.
And wishes that can grant you extreme power while inside the Mirage,
What?
such as the wish for souls or the wish for godhood.
Okay, first of all, I'm actually going to pause this because, this is not a live reaction, so I can do that now. Also, I think this makes it a little bit more interesting for the YouTube viewers. I might even upload this on the Path of Exile, ARPG channel. Either way, somebody already mentioned this, I think someone up there. PETALS 2.0, exactly. Yeah, I definitely see similarities here instead of wishes and petals and all that. The thing is, petals were actively used around a certain monster pack, potentially multiple times per area. This is only in that Mirage, right? So there is a difference between that, which is fine, I think. And to be fair, this also seems very different. So it's not the same. That would be very cheap if it's the same modifiers over and over again, right? If it's like, oh, okay, this adds rarity there and the same rarity value there, that would be kind of boring. To be fair, that also shouldn't happen because obviously instead of buffing 20 mobs or 30, you buff an entire area, which probably has like 100, 150 mobs. Either way. So an additional bronze jewel cache will appear in the Mirage area. So I guess that's unique to that, to the Mirage area. Players in Mirage area have Soul Eater. Makes, very obvious what that does. Players in Mirage area cannot die. Also pretty cool. So there's literally you cannot die in that area, which is sick if you want to crazy juice it or even attempt it. Because again, usually the problem is with attempting to uber juice it. It's like, whoops, I over juiced it. This is bricked. This is gone. So with this wish, you can maybe risk sometimes going a little bit overboard, and then you get that, and you're like, you know what? Problem solved, right? So it's kind of nice, because in Delirium, you could easily overjuice it and go 100% delirious, and then you cannot suddenly finish that map, because it just goes wild. Either way.
Which allow you to consume the souls of your enemies, or make you completely unkillable. While within the Mirage, of course.
Of course.
Each wish is also marked with the sigil of one of 3 powerful Jinn. The Sand Jinn, Fire Jinn,
To drop a coin
or
of
Water
power.
Jinn.
Hold up, what was the other one?
Of one of 3 powerful Jinn.
Give me a second.
The Sand Jinn,
Coin of skill.
Fire Jinn,
So monsters spawned by astral anomalies. The coin of power. Is it always astral anomalies? It's always astral anomalies. Okay, so that's probably so instead of like being influenced mobs, there are astral anomalies, stuff like that. Got it. So we have coin of skill, coin of knowledge, and coin of I already forgot it.
Jinn.
It will
Depending
explain
on the
what they
sigil
do.
chosen, monsters within the affected Mirage will have a small chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies.
Yeah.
A coin of knowledge, coin of power, or coin of skill.
Corrupt level 20 skill gem, imbuing it with a random dexterity support effect. Also, the flavor text says, strong and slow, clever and weak. I fear neither. I wish for the skill to overcome them both. Okay. Kind of nice.
Each of these coins can be used on a max-leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used. Only one skill that is imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time, meaning you cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor, as an example.
Choose what you wish.
But it's only level 1, or is there a way to buff that? That's already the question I have. Also, can I briefly see if the mana changes?
Corrupting it?
No. It did not. So it's pretty much free damage. but it's also something you can only do later in the game, because, you know, level 20.
And augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used.
Okay.
Only one skill that is imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time, meaning you cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor, as an example.
Choose what you wish.
That's one of the rewards, but let's get back to the area-to-area, meaning you cannot have 2
Hold up.
imbued skill gems in your body armor, as an
I
example.
think I should be... Welcome to... this is a pause stream now. So we have players in Mirage gain increased experience. That's pretty good, I guess. Maybe during the story you want to have that a few times, you know, level a little bit faster. If you want to have an easier time, right? Have a few more skill points at the end. More divination cards found in the Mirage area. Pretty good. Rare monsters in the Mirage area will have 2 additional modifiers. Pretty powerful, to be honest, especially if you have a headhunter.
That's one of the rewards, but let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic.
For you.
Once you've made your choice of wish, enter the Mirage and fight your way through the monsters and astral hazards to find the tether holding the Djinn. Shatter this chain to free the Djinn, step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Ufarud may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not...
Also, he mentioned Atharud. I'm really wondering if we ever knew anything about them before. Were they ever mentioned, or is this just like pulled out of thin air suddenly? Suddenly there's lore about them. I hope it was somewhere mentioned.
the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising Exile. As we mentioned earlier, Mirages are an imperfect copy of the area the Djinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost anything, as long as it's within the domain of the Djinn. Mirages created from an endgame map, for instance, will have all Scarab, Atlas, and map modifiers the area had.
Okay.
Mirages created next to a strongbox will have a new strongbox ready for you to open.
Okay.
Blights can be defended again.
Makes sense.
Legions fought once more, and so on. Effectively, you get a portion of your map to play a second time, and everything you did to enhance the content of that map applies in the Mirage too. These recreated copies of League mechanics, however, have been warped into reality by the power of the Mirage. And this has some side effects. For one, a recreation may not be perfect. The factions of a Legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied.
Oh!
The variety of strongboxes may change. More importantly, the mechanic may be empowered, with new threats and rewards that are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage. For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages will have new threatening modifiers added to the usual pool. Restless Ground can raise slain enemies to fight again, or Quicksand will grasp at your ankles.
Ooh.
As a reward for these new threats, Mirage ultimatums can provide the new Sinistral or Dextral catalysts. These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix modifiers. As you can imagine, there's a lot of potential here. Another example is...
Yeah, so, by the way, that's a big-ass hourglass, first of all. But also, yeah, it adds a lot of complexity to pretty much every League mechanic, and it's, again, very easy for them to do, because they probably have a well of just made-up stuff somewhere laying around in the database. Or potentially just had so many ideas already for Ultimatum, they were just, like, never able to add. Or, at some point, you just dilute the pool of actually interesting stuff. So it's just, okay, we have, like, 10 more things we could add to the 20, but at that point, it's just, like, it just becomes too much, right? But now, you can re-add those things or actually add them to the game. So, yeah, it's just really easy to make this type of content. Because, again, it adds a twist to every other League mechanic. It's not a 2.0 to every other League mechanic, but it's a 0.1 to everything, right? So it's just because instead of having to come up with something completely brand new, you can just come up with something brand new, have 20% like properly done on that link mechanic, and then add the rest of 80 on all the other thing it affects, for example, right? Which is a whole lot easier to then be creative because you already made Legion, right? So you can just think, oh, it's another the Aphrodite monsters, right? Or that were probably ported back from Path of Exile 2 anyways. So it's just really easy to just quickly add stuff to it, is my guess.
That Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a thaumaturgic hourglass. A powerful magical device that your Kalgurin friends can mine in order to obtain vast quantities of thaumaturgic dust.
Oh!
Blight encounters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Ufarood enemies, infested with Blight.
Okay.
This lane can reward a new base type, the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to grant a passive tree notable of your choosing.
Ah. Wait. So you can have 2 anoints now, 1 on the amulet, and so okay, haha. So you can have, well, to be honest, an anoint is a skill point. You know, it's not like it's not crazy. It would be fucking insane if you could anoint a mastery with that belt. That would have been insane, brother. Headhunter would die right then and there. I tell you that right now. But kind of.
As a quick
Headhunter
note,
is too powerful.
Imprisoned Jinn will generally be near the content they can empower
that's
in
fast.
the Mirages. So you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates in an area. No.
Sorry, what?
Imprisoned Jinn will generally be near the content they can empower in the Mirages.
Okay.
So you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates in an area.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a logic where it spawns, which is great, yeah. So additional bronze jewel cache. Again, enemies in a Mirage have released 2 golden volatile on death. Boys, we got volatiles back. Let's go. Mirage area has patches of Oasis ground. Great, so we have another debuff that slows you, I swear to God.
As the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional League content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the Jinn. So your campaign experience will double down on being more action-packed and rewarding.
Oh no, it's an essence mob that runs away.
If you're traveling through Mirages, encountering new enemies, and slaying them, you can expect to find some new uniques.
I love how the chat spams once.
Are not only torturers, but thieves, and have over the centuries stolen away priceless Mariketh artifacts. Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such artifact, an ancient and exquisite Mariketh blade that has been tarnished and befouled.
Excuse me, can it poison enemies with at least 12 poison on them? Inflict 3 additional poisons on the same target. When you inflict poison with this weapon, okay. Wither on hit with this weapon against enemies with at least 12 poisons on them. Okay, so you somehow have to overcome that has a 35% to damage over time multiplier. Holy fuck. That's insane, brother. That's freaking insane. As someone who just played a damage over time build for the Path of Exile the Path of Exile 1 free-to-play challenge video, 35 is a lot.
Its rusted and jagged edge is perfect for poisoning and withering your enemies. However, Varashta has in her command the power to restore these once-lost Mariketh treasures to their former glory.
Hello. I love the visuals, by the way. It's like there's light coming in from the top. I love it.
Restoration by slaying monsters in Mirage.
Sorry, Mark. I'm pausing you every 5 seconds. Restores an Aphrodite unique item to its past Mariketh form. Got it. Drain away the sands of time. Restore that which is now mine. I like that rhyme. Which was also a rhyme.
Allows any unique obtained from the Ufarood to be transformed into its Mariketh counterpart.
Beautiful.
Its glorious original form. Flesh
Beautiful.
Render, for example, transforms into Sky Sunder.
Guys, animate this. For the love of God, if this is not animated in the final version, I swear to God, animate these things. Please, for the love of God. It just looks so much cooler, right? Alright, what does it do? Ignites you, cause are reflected back to you. Nice. Less duration of ignites you, inflict. Or ignites you, inflict. Okay. Ignites you, inflict with this weapon, spread to other enemies within 2.8 meters. That's pretty big. But it clearly, they don't want you to use this on top of, what's that armor piece that everyone uses with Righteous Fire? That one. Because I think it also has a 50% less duration of ignites you inflict, which would be 100, meaning your ignites are 0, I think. So.
The original Maraketh blade that radiates with the glowing heat of the desert sun. When you ignite monsters, Sky Sunder reflects that ignite back to you, which proliferates to nearby enemies in a massive area. If you meddle with the affairs of the Ufarood for too long though, you may draw the ire of the Mirage League's new endgame boss, Suresh of the Weeping Black. Suresh also has a set of powerful, exclusive items. Yours for the taking, if you're able to defeat him.
Oh my god, you have Diamond Shrine buff while affected by no flasks. You have Resistance Shrine buff while affected by no flasks. And that's a leather belt. Okay. Requires level 56. I mean, like, entering endgame, this is pretty sick. If it's somewhat cheap.
So that's the Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills. Some holy skills. In 328, you'll have access to a slew of new options to bring divine devastation and return the faithless to their rightful graves. We're also introducing some supports to go with them, as well as some new transfigured gems. Let's go over a few examples. With Holy Hammers, you slam the ground to call down a Hammer of Justice from the sky. If this hits an enemy, an additional Holy Hammer will cascade forwards, which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can also cause cascading slams. The more numerous your foes, the more instruments of holy judgment.
Pretty good.
Sweep is an old skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile, over 15 years ago. It's been long overdue for some attention. With 328, it has been reworked into Holy Sweep. This skill converts some of your physical damage to lightning, with shiny new effects to match.
Sweet.
Some enemies struck by the initial sweep will have hammers of light batter them from above. These hammers cause area damage where they land, so clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impacts. When successfully hitting an enemy with Holy Strike, you'll summon forth a floating holy armament, a glowing mace that follows you closely. These weapons are minions, and will attack with Holy Strike themselves whenever you do. These holy armaments will copy the stats of your main hand weapon to deal their damage.
Good point.
Stand against your foes with Shield of Light, a retaliation skill which will allow you to unleash a cone of holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield. Additional cones of light will also pour forth from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill, allowing you to recruit your holy army to create purging light.
Good lord. Good lord.
Divine Blast.
Quick question. Can you wait? Whenever you block, it does that. You can't have 100% block, can you? No, that would be too busted. 75, I think, is the limit. Yeah, 75 block and spell block. Okay. Could be a weird auto bomber kind of build. Nah, I think it's too slow for that. You know why? Think of the auto attacks bosses do. 1, 1, 1. That's your attack speed, pretty much.
Emits a beam of holy light from your shield, coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts, exploding outward with divine power.
Okay.
Hallow supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff, Hallowing Flame. Hallowing Flame builds up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked. Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage, but only those who did not inflict the Hallowing Flame are able to consume it. Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more supportive playstyle with your army of holy sentinels. Or friends, when they're online. We've also added sources of this debuff to a number of other places, such as unique items, cluster jewels,
oh damn,
and the Guardian Ascendancy class.
Ooh, inflicting Hallowing Flame on melee hit. You can inflict +1 Hallowing Flame on enemies. Gain 10% of physical damage as extra lightning damage for each of your Hallowing Flames that have removed by an allied hit. Recently up to 80%. Up to 80%. Jesus Christ. Also, recently. Okay, thankfully they say recently refers to the past 4 seconds. Thank God. Okay. Okay, kind of neat that they, by the way, I like that this one and this one right here literally have the same icons. I can reuse it. It's huge in PoE 1. I think even in PoE 2 they started doing this quite often. Either way, I couldn't even finish my thoughts, by the way, on Mirage, what I also wanted to say. The League mechanic. It seems like this could become core. I feel like Mirage could go core because it adds just so much like extra stuff. I'm already saying it goes core, even though we haven't even played it. But it feels like there's so much, you know, just so much. And this clearly also, of course, stays core because it's just added to the patch, right? To the expansion.
We also have another batch of new transfigured gems, with many of these being variants for gems which
Maven
previously
music.
had none. One example is the Shockwave Totem of Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own.
Oh, so you don't need the... Oh god, what was it? There was an item that does pretty much that. So that is maybe not used anymore. Or not necessary. By the way, is this only in 1080p or can I go higher? Oh, there is 1440p. Why am I not watching this in 1440p? What am I, a noob? Oh, by the way, don't reset.
You might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls.
Perfect.
These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so. This gives you a mobile storm of destruction that follows you as you dive into battle. We'll leave the rest of the transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes. Speaking of the patch notes, as always, we love to shake up the meta, so we've done a bunch of balance adjustments to a few other things as well, such as a pass on bloodline classes, expanded the passives available to the Templar section of the passive tree, and various improvements to existing holy themed skills such as Static Strike, Holy Flame Totem, and Dominating Blow.
Whoa, holy mother of holy
We're also
bloom.
doing our usual improvement to some of the least played Ascendancy classes. This time with a focus on Guardian and Warden.
What? Wasn't there... Oh my god, the poor Scion! Get her out of there! Good lord. Your critical strike chance is lucky. Damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky. Damage with hits is unlucky. Ooh, okay, so you definitely want 100% chance to hit, but at that point, it's just free crit chance. It seems very stacked now here. Holy, there's so much going on in this ascendancy. Is that it's not the Saboteur. What's that again? I forgot.
Classes. Let's talk about the Scion.
The
and her
Scion.
new Reliquarian Ascendancy class. For those that have played the Legacy of Freesia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian is a learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy. She is a part of a secret society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items. All of her passive powers come from these unique items, found from throughout Rayclast. After ascending, first select the power of a unique armor. Victario's influence increases the level of all your auras and gives them a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have extreme elemental resistance against incoming hits. Next, pick from a unique weapon power. Widow Hail greatly increases the bonuses gained from your quiver. Or Martyr's Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal to your main hand weapons. Lastly, pick your Crown Jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge boost to all your attributes.
Is that
Due
Mage
to all the
Blood?
ways you can mix and match unique.
Was that Mage Blood? There was a belt. Who knows? Who knows what that was or what that is? I doubt they're gonna give you Headhunter and Mage Blood like that. But what would be a good belt? Especially because it's the last ascendancy, right? It's the Uberlab. I doubt it's going to be something from the like Maven's belt, right? Something along those lines. I don't think it's going to be that. So it has to be one in the normal unique pool or drop pool. Yeah, sure. I mean, if the last one gave you 60 resistance, maybe something that gives you just a ton of a ton of attributes. Maybe the belt just gives you a ton of resistance.
Powers. The Reliquarian has more flexibility in how you build it compared to any other Ascendancy class in the game. Our plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static Ascendancy class, and between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will change.
Oh my god!
If you don't like what she offers this expansion, hopefully she'll have the power of your favorite unique item in the next one.
Oh my lord!
Time to move on to the endgame.
That is
With
insane.
this expansion, we are aiming to liven up the endgame,
Let's go.
giving players new experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks.
Okay.
Extensive changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps, without interfering with the beloved core experience that has made mapping so successful. In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story. How she helped defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas, and faced new threats pouring forth from it.
I forgot to mention this at the start of the video. That's a very good point. And I mentioned this, I think, 2 leaks ago. No, I think in Breach I mentioned this, that they still haven't like fully fused the stories. So I'm praying they have now properly fused it. And if PETALS haven't been reworked, I swear to God.
In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward.
Destroy the
Atlas.
Indeed.
Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely. To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane. 27 expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, The War for the Atlas, we had a mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war.
Indeed.
This manifested as influence regions on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions. We realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps. The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas. As an example, instead of having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map.
Oh my god, they're going the PoE2 route. Holy fuck. Okay, I did not expect that one to ever be a thing. Okay, well, that is a way to do it, because now you have unmarried those two mechanics. You can still have all the different areas, but still have the different map tiers that can drop, that you can turn into. So to compare this, right? I think Torchlight Infinite does this differently, and I only played it once, like 1.5 decades ago. That's what it feels like. They have, I think, some sort of resource you use to then jump into a map that has a monster level. So they don't go by tiers, they just say, oh, that's monster level, whatever, you use this resource, you jump in, boom, you get more resource back, etc., etc. That kind of fucking sucks compared to, Path of Exile, in my opinion, because the great part is finding the map, not resource number 4 billion, like so many JRPGs. You find a map that can drop as a physical item on the ground, and you're like, frick yes, that's a tier higher, let's go. Higher tier means higher monster level, means more loot, means you could progress the story, and so on.
You wrote me something? Let me read it out loud. That's really something. Hope you have a great day, less than 3.
The hell was that? H. Nice. Thank you, Kevin, for subbing for 3 months in a row. Thank you so much. Again, I won't be streaming a lot. This is only not regular, but so still, thank you for supporting me. Much appreciated. So, back to the game. That's a huge change. Shut the flip up. I love you. Wait, do I have to, where's the, there we go. There you go. All right, back to the game. Massive changes, by the way. I already like what I'm hearing with Atlas changes. I also completely forgot that the Atlas, that Zana said she's going to destroy the Atlas. I completely forgot about that thing happening, even though I made 3 freaking videos about that about half a year ago. It took so long to make these videos. They made 0 views. But they were still fun to do. Also, I like the lore,
Open a Mesa map now. Just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item.
It literally is PoE2.
You're good to go.
Huh. Also, to be honest, it's visually incredibly clear. Like, I feel like the visuals just massively upgraded. To be honest, they look a little bit like the old unique maps might need a little bit of a touch-up in terms of quality.
Select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click activate, and you're good to go.
It's sadly another click you have to make. So
that Mesa may drop a Tier 11 map. You can then immediately return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again.
Oh my god. Okay, never mind. They fixed that issue immediately after I mentioned it. Which is amazing, because now you can run the same map over and over. That is insane.
Or choose a new map to use it on. It's your choice.
Strand.
This is one of the many benefits to this change, which is that if you're the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do either strategy or even switch between them at a moment's notice.
Nice.
For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards, and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency. Up until now, this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting all your favored maps to Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading.
Yep.
You'll also notice that the structure of the Atlas has changed.
Again.
If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after.
Whoa.
You will now begin at
Hello.
the center of the Atlas.
Hey, we're back at the center. Let's go.
With each corner housing one of 4 Voidstone slots. In addition, all content accessed from your map device now exists physically on the Atlas, so you can see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time. Don't worry though, you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed, up to a maximum of 10. Given there are around 20 unique maps, you only need to complete...
Oh, you can run Untainted Paradise all fucking day. No way. Okay, that's definitely nerfed. That map is nerfed to the ground. You do not get this like increased experience from that. No freaking way.
If you want, if you can get your hands on them. Note, you aren't losing any Atlas skill points. These have been moved to new places, and actually, you can get more than before. Due to Zana's actions, Egan now has a new goal and is determined to stop Zana's destruction by making use of a mysterious new discovery, arcane astrolabes.
If they bring back Sextans Monka, somebody's already mentioned it right at the top here, Sextans Monka. If they bring that, oh sorry, it's a little bit lower. Anyway, if they bring back Sextans, I swear to prick, I hated Sextans. Please, God, no.
Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the Atlas together, severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects.
It's a Sextant.
When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas,
I'm already seeing it. I see him moving his mouse to a Mesa map, left-clicking it, and it just adds a circle. It literally said adds a region. I hope it's the entire region. I hope it's not a circle. Please, for the love of God, don't make it a region, and please make it automatically don't add it manually. Just add it to the slot of the region. I saw a slot in the... Please,
a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant, affecting many of the maps within it.
God damn it! Fuck! Okay, it's not literally a circle, but... Oh God, we're back with Sextants. Gosh, freaking darn it!
There are many different kinds of astrolabes, and they apply different types of shaped regions. For example, an abyssal region, which causes all the maps to have an additional abyss. Or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter.
Okay, I do love the colors. I do love the visuals. It's great that we have now, because everything is muted now because of Zana destroying the Atlas, right? It's muted, the colors and everything, right? It's burned, or it's burning up as we speak. You can now add color, which gives it contrast, which is awesome. Lovely change. It doesn't need to be Sextants, though. I'm just saying.
Completing the content added by the astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map.
Yeah.
Upon doing so...
So that's the whole, the Elder Shaper influence that we had in War for the Atlas. This is pretty much that, just with all the colors in the visual spectrum of the human eye. Yes. Bruh. All right.
Every other map remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier.
Nice.
This means as you progress through the shaped region, maps you run will become more and more intense, with the relevant mechanic getting more and more juiced.
Our Scarab's gone.
Finally, at the end of the region of maps, once you have successfully rid the atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults, where there are powerful rewards to be had. He cares only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the taking. Each vault is associated with a specific quadrant on the atlas, so you're able to target a certain vault if you're wanting to try get a specific type of reward. One such vault is the Archon's Vault, where you'll be rewarded with powerful unique items. Or the Zealot's Vault, to acquire valuable currency items. This new shaped region system is one that promotes running
By the way, I read synthesized, and by the way, that's a synthesis music, I'm just saying. Okay.
many different maps. But for players that want to engage with this new system while still wanting to run the same map over and over again, the synthesized stability keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that. With all the new endgame changes, we thought it would be awesome. The synthesis system is one that promotes but for players that want to engage with this new system while still wanting to run the same map over and over again, the synthesized stability keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that.
Okay. I had to read it a few times because it's different. Completing a map objective within a shaped region instead collapses a different map within the shaped region. So TLDR, you can imagine if you have Mesa and then 6 maps around it, right, that are like afflicted by blight, the orange glow. If you do Mesa, it pops out from outside in instead of from where you're doing the map. So you can run Mesa over and over or whatever you want, right? So that's a great way of doing that. So it's a beautiful problem they realized and instantly solved with that. Also, they just reused the... Hold it. Nope. Hold it. Where's the there it is. Open it. There you go. So they reused that key art. Whoopsie. They reused that key art for this icon. Just, I'm just saying. I see these things.
With all the new endgame changes, we thought it would be also good to mention some handy tips and tricks for quickly navigating the new Atlas.
That's nice.
When using the map device, the Atlas defaults to your previously run map.
Yeah.
So running the same map over and over is as few clicks as possible.
Very good.
You can right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to automatically open your Atlas to that location with the map already placed and ready to run.
Holy heck.
When you select a special area that requires multiple items, such as to fight at Zeri or open the Domain of Timeless Conflict, if you have the fragments to access that in your inventory, it will automatically add them to the map device in the right spot.
Sweet.
That's the core of the new endgame. But there's a lot more endgame changes coming in 3.28.
I love how, I think 2 or 3 leagues ago, they had to figure out how the map device looks with 6 slots, and now it looks like this. So they have just gone, okay, it doesn't matter how the map device looks anymore. It's not a circle anymore. It's just like that. To be fair, I do like the map device more, because, it's a physical map device that is a circle that you put stuff in. I liked that visually, because it also made sense, Like the way it's presented now kind of doesn't fit the UI in the game, to be honest.
Let's blast through them. Over the last few expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience. And we wanted to continue to minimize busy work so you can spend more time doing what you love.
Holy loot.
And getting loot.
Jesus.
To that end, we've made a number of changes.
We added loot
Won't get
filter.
into too much detail, but here's a quick summary of what you can expect to have received adjustment. We've removed cartographer's chisels and map device crafts entirely.
They fucking did it. Oh my god, they removed chisels. Thank fuck. We are here, boys. Oh my lord. I'm so happy. Thank God. This stupid busy work for like a decade now or something.
The loss of content and loot here has been...
Hold up, but what is the second
We've
one?
removed cartographer's chisels and map device crafts entirely.
Oh, map device crafts. To be fair, partially missing those, but you can add them back in with the new system. It feels probably. I mean, now the astrolabes cannot be rare. They need to appear frequently, and you need to be able to farm them. Let's be honest, we're gonna trade for 5,000 of them, and that's it. Let's be honest. So, yeah.
The loss of content and loot here has been compensated for in other places.
Yeah.
Voidstones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your atlas.
That was a bit fast.
Including adding the new Originator Voidstone, which enables specific atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports. We'll elaborate more on that in the next section.
Oh, dude, I just realized the visual. Look at this. It's Zana pretty much bleeding out of her eyes. It's sick. I don't know why I had to say it like this. Anyways, cool new art. I like it.
Originator Voidstone.
What is the other one again? Eldritch have 25% chance to have an additional upside and downside from the other Eldritch influence type. Okay. Drop the nails are a tier higher. That makes sense. Tier 1 to 15 maps, drop the nails are converted to gold. Okay. I guess that kind of balances the gold issue. Tier 60 maps, drop the nails have a chance to become a nightmare map for each socketed voidstone. Oh, nightmare maps seems like those are the new tier 17s, boys. I read nightmare maps somewhere previously. I think when they showed you get 5 atlas skill points from nightmare maps, and I'm like, what is that?
Voidstones now to drop exceptional supports.
Okay.
We'll elaborate more on that in the next section. T17 maps, as you know it, have effectively been removed. The bosses have been kept around, and they better fulfill their original purpose of being a gateway to target farm uber pinnacle bosses. The most annoying modifiers on Originator maps have been removed or replaced. No more getting turned into a slug for simply using skills. And no more will you be incapable of dealing damage periodically.
Let's go.
Petal skills in Originator maps have been removed. However, some of their
Let's fucking go!
effects are now available from the altars and memory threads.
That's fine. Future maps in this memory thread gain, that is fine. Those altars are fine, because we already had altars, right? But petals were so bad. Thank God they're gone. I hope my video made a tiny difference. I pray. It took also quite some time to make like the last section of that video where I was like, hi GGG or hi Mark, and then just gave them the TLDR. It took a little bit of time to like extra work after a long video to already make that and visually present it.
Memory tears, instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will now drop an itemized version of that thread, allowing you to save it for later or trade it at your...
I wish I could zoom in, but I feel like those are just the bosses just with the similar visuals of the key art that I just showed. Kind of cool. I like that. Gives a little bit of that synthesis maps vibe. Because if you looked at synthesis map, the map itself is the boss on a platform, I think. That's pretty sick.
Leisure. We've added new scarabs, such as this Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks.
Jesus. Just a
And
bunch
for
more
those
mobs.
of you looking to take on the ultimate one-on-one fight, the Anarchy Scarab of the Exceptional will place a true antagonist-level rogue exile threat in your map. Empowered by every type of Wildwood Wisp, possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers, and affected by a shrine, this exile is not to be trifled with.
Jesus.
Alongside that, we've also changed some, such as the Beyond Scarab of Resurgence, which now causes all 3 Beyond bosses to appear when a Beyond boss would spawn in your map.
Nice. Still waiting for those Beyond bosses to appear in Path of Exile 2, because that's where they're from. Well, technically, we already have one, because I'm still wondering what the logic is with Corruption and Beyond. We're going to see when Path of Exile 2's story ends.
On top of that, we've made improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives, such as Pillage and Plunder, which now grants a chance for items dropped by Syndicate members to have a Fractured Veiled mod.
Okay.
Check out the new The Paths Not Taken Keystone, which means your maps on average will drop twice as many divination cards. But which ones can drop will be a mystery. And last, but not least, we've also made some changes to King's March shipping, such as we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops. I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favoured resources, and you can even re-roll them for gold.
Oh
if
my
they're not
lord!
offering what you're after.
Wow.
Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making it easier to target the ones you want. Not to mention, the Kalgurans have discovered several new powerful rune grafts for you to get your hands on, such as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you to gain rage on using a life flask,
Okay.
and the Rune Graft of Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also grant life regeneration. We mentioned earlier about the Originator Voidstone enabling access to exceptional supports. So let's get into that, as there's a decent amount to cover. After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone. As mentioned earlier, this Voidstone allows new, exceptional support gems to drop from many bosses across the Atlas. These new supports are an improvement over the old Awakened support system, which is being phased out.
Oh. Oh. Well, it kind of checks out. It makes sense, because if you think about it, they need a new name. They need a new name, because Awakened only made sense when we had the Awakener, right? Sirius. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense. It also kind of didn't make sense why they had those better skills. Anyways, sure, whatever. Okay.
Awakened supports have long been a capstone investment for a character, but there's existed a gulf between the more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports, which just have slightly higher numerical values. Exceptional supports will all be transformative, serving as an additional late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life.
Wait, so it's just up and down? Right?
Serving as an additional late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending
More melee attack with 2 additional times, 44 more melee attack, 20% less attack damage. First repeat, second
character
repeat.
customization
3 additional times. Okay, so it's just raw better. But it also has a third repeat now.
and creation even later into a build's life.
Oh, hello!
One
We
of the
also
goals
got
here
some
to
fucking lore, because it says Zana watched in awe as her father spoke. With each word he seemed to grow larger and more frightening, drawing increasingly fervorous responses from his rapt audience. Okay, so that's when... Dude, I'm missing on the name of the Shaper right now. Anyways, that guy. When, you know, he was probably in order at speaking to an audience. Or might not be that exact scene, but yeah.
Customize your build around, and extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life. One of the goals here...
The one thing I don't like about these things is how they reuse the same icons. It's literally the same icon with a little bit of like a memory thread glow around it. I wish they would be different. I wish they would have a different inside, a different, just something different, right? Just instead of just a different backdrop, pretty much.
Is to provide interesting build choices, even at later levels and deep into the endgame. However, we are certainly not aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, and what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover, adding additional enticing drops to bosses that may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving players extra reason to take on those challenges. For instance, from the King in the Mists, we have the Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of swampy, cursed ground.
Yo, let's go!
Toads that bounce towards enemies and then explode.
Frog!
Chaos damage. From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm support, which causes your raining attacks to create celestial storms of energy that grow over time, detonating as you approach for massive damage. Defeating the incarnation of Neglect may win you the Frost Mage support. Similar to the existing Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your spells with extraordinary cold damage.
Nice.
We'll tease some more of these before launch, but there will be many, many more for you to discover. Keepers of the Flame is coming back. However,
was that an edit there?
Many players have issues with the walls in Hive encounters.
I think there was... Okay, there was just a slightly weird edit.
Keepers of the Flame is coming back. However, we do know that many players have issues with the walls in Hive encounters.
Yup.
In order to address these concerns, we'll be making a number of changes. One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles, meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage. But we also wanted to make sure we reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To allow players to engage with hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area of unstable burrows,
explosion radius,
causing them to reliably chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls. For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now a pair of keystones that allow you to block hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you want.
Okay.
Now that this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each womb gift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats.
Ah, okay. She's now the
with
new
Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area, for maximum ruckus.
Got it, okay. So
Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab support, we've added plenty. Here are a few examples. The Massing Forces Atlas notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps. The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach boss or hive fortress, while the Breach Scarab of the Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from hive monsters in all subsequent waves.
Can it also increase the fucking speed? Sorry.
Graft items will no longer exist. But
Oh,
we've moved several of the graft skills to new, exceptional supports. Such as the Hiveborn support,
no.
which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill.
It's kind of cool.
And the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them.
It's pretty cool.
We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer. From the new bosses and their bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith, the Hiveborn, and its Breach Lords in the future. That covers all the new...
Spoiler! But yeah, this clearly shows that we didn't finish all the breach bosses. We are sorry. We are going to expand on those. Yeah, because keep in mind, I think I watched a video on 0.4 when Lighty and Try and Major, I think. I haven't heard about that person in the PoE community, but I'm also not that active. Either way, I watched the podcast or listened to the podcast while making salad and eating food after bouldering. Either way, he mentioned, so they removed 2 bosses and we got 2 upgraded ones. So we are missing still 2 breach bosses, like Breach Lords, right? So yeah, it's a good point. I didn't think about that because I didn't play. I didn't play so much Keepers of the Flame, but yeah, yeah. To be fair, it is a double encounter now, which is also pretty cool. And to be fair, the breach area itself fucking sucked. You know, activate the breach and it slowly fucking opens over and over, and you couldn't speed it up, and then they had to speed it up by making more difficult versions instead of just speeding up the normal one. Anyway, it's just bad. It was just bad. So I think all that is also gone now, right? Yeah. So they just completely nuked that, I guess.
Content we're adding, and that was a lot. From a new in-game system, several new reward types, new ways to juice maps, all of which you can double up in the new Mirage League, and all that alongside a suite of new holy skills, a new ascendancy class, and an insane amount of new character customization in the endgame. However, an important part of Path of Exile expansions is making sure there is a continued effort to improve quality of life. So let's get into that now.
Let's go. Also, one thing is, to be fair, all this, especially the Atlas change, I'm guessing they didn't really know how to make it happen when we got the Atlas expansion. I wish it would have happened then and there. On the other side, it's also good that it didn't. Because keep in mind, if you, for example, played through the new endgame, right, expansion, which was, I already forgot its name. It's not Siege, Secrets of the Atlas. And you played through that. Cool. And then you do the last boss fight, and then Zana was like, everything has to be destroyed. And then the Atlas suddenly changed and flipped on its head. And only a 12th of the player base knew that, because they usually don't play this deep into an expansion, right? Like, it would have pissed everyone off. So it's probably good that they kind of teased it and now followed up on that. And with now, I think that's actually really late. When was Secrets of the Atlas, by the way? When was that? I have the video right here. That was June. That was June last year. So we had a little bit over half a year of... So what's happening now? That's fine, I think.
you can now favorite trades on the currency exchange.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
This consists of selecting 2 currencies that you want to be able to trade between with a single click, and setting them as a favorite trade. Favorite trades will appear by default on opening the currency exchange, and will still auto-suggest a ratio based on recent trade data.
Hell yeah.
A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash while you have the exchange window open. Now, when trading in a full set of divination cards, it will automatically be handed in to become the resultant item.
Thank fuck.
If you then turn in another set immediately, the reward from the previous set will be transferred to your inventory directly.
Hell yeah.
Assuming there's enough free space to do so.
Love it.
Labyrinth font crafts that previously gave a random transfigured gem now allow you to choose which transfigured gem of that type you'd like to receive.
It's also insane.
The asynchronous trade item sale history is now hoverable, with full item descriptions of the sold item.
Minor but cool.
When using Divine Orbs, you can now tell exactly which modifiers can be randomized.
Yep. That's good. That's amazing.
The ritual icon will now glow if you've got significant unspent tribute in an area and all rituals are complete.
I don't do
and a
that,
pop-up
so
will appear after the final ritual completion.
I will still forget it.
Also on the topic of ritual,
But I also
you
don't
can
do it.
now quick use vessels on completed rituals.
Quick use is good.
Have you ever tried to click a divine shrine, surrounded by enemies, and find it extremely difficult to click? Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when clicking in an area they overlap.
Let's go.
Since 3.24, we've been looking to add new ways to improve the campaign experience, and 3.28 is no different. This patch, we've added over 20 landmark rooms throughout the campaign, scattered across all 10 acts. Some of these reward some pretty useful stuff, so keep an eye out for the new and unexpected rooms, side passages, chests, and encounters as you progress throughout Rayclast.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We want most of these to be a surprise, but we'll show you just one. There is now a small central island in the Karui Fortress, all inhabitants of which will drop a basic tattoo when slain.
Pretty good. You know, adds tattoos to the...
We're going to be talking about our new supporter
packs. To the core
packs.
game early on, so people know what the hell it is.
Series of supporter packs. The Curator of Wisdom and Iron Incarcerator packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points.
Holy hideout!
Several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way.
Monkey.
The Curator of Wisdom series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions. The Traveling Wisdom back attachment has all the necessary tools you may require to chronicle your journey.
God, that is sick.
With a helpful rat friend.
Oh my lord!
These chronicles will activate.
They added the frick. They animated the frick out of that. Have you seen the little flop it did and then crawling back in? It's like, oh my god.
Magic upon identifying items, and will track the number of items identified of each rarity. Just hover the item, or link it in chat to show it off. The Acquired Wisdom Unique Finisher effect summons an ancient scroll that consumes unique enemies and the knowledge they hold. Most exiles would struggle carrying piles of scrolls while traveling Rayclast, but the Grand Curator of Wisdom armor set is perfect for the adventurous scholar. Any expert curator knows that scrolls hold more than just knowledge, they also hold power. As you cast spells, the scrolls attached to the armor will burn away, before rematerializing shortly after.
It's pretty cool.
It also features a series of helmet variations, so you can get precisely the look you're after. Summon your Scroll Shaper familiar pet to follow alongside you. This creature is formed from folded magical texts, and can shapeshift between different forms.
Oh, it also has a different frame rate.
Multiple pets in one.
I love it.
Fold into a fox, and then even burn away.
I love it.
Reforming into a flying bird.
And that's a little bit of that. Oh God, what is it called? Stop motion kind of thing, right? That's a little bit of that. But also, it's not really stop motion, because stop motion is usually with clay. I mean, usually. But it's also like the... Anyways, it's pretty good.
This series of packs also contains the
It fits
Scroll
well.
Portals. Jumbo-sized versions of the Scroll of Wisdom and Portal Scroll
Let's
that you
go.
can make a quick retreat through.
Jumbo!
A supreme catalogue of knowledge can't remain in one place for too long and risk being pillaged by thieves. The Titan Apex Hideout features a colossal titan who carries your base of operations atop
Holy.
their shoulders, constantly moving through a boundless desert. The Iron Incarcerator pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Good lord.
The Incarcerator's Restraints back attachment features stockades that were used to immobilize prisoners by binding them to the earth as they were tortured for their wrongdoings. Shackles envelop your choice of torturing device when using the Chains of the Incarcerator weapon effect. These chains shatter into links as you batter enemies. Make your way through Red Class as a walking penitentiary, intimidating your enemies with the elite Iron Incarcerator armor set.
That does look pretty sick.
After a long day of tracking down criminals, step into the Iron Maiden portal to retreat to your torture chamber. It acts as a great deterrent for would-be intruders. This peculiar creature was a favorite amongst incarcerators. They would be sent into the midst of prison riots to mesmerize and control the toughest of minds.
Someone had
Use their
fun
talents to charm
animating
other
that.
players' pets, causing them to abandon their owners and follow in line behind you instead, at least until it wears off. What better way to execute prisoners when your torturing has depleted their value? Harvest their souls to fuel this map device, condemning them to eternal incarceration. Your kills within the map are also recorded based on the rarity of the monster.
Oh.
You can choose to pin an execution session that you're satisfied with on this miniature leaderboard, which is displayed for all that dare enter your hideout. Additionally, all microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
Sweet.
We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, we'll post the full patch notes for Path of Exile Mirage at 11 AM New Zealand time, 2 PM Pacific. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news.
All right. Well, I'm
A
guessing
lot.
they jump straight in. Nice. Yes, Rizlatha. Nice. That's an old shirt. Well, with that, I think we're gonna go through the trailer one more time. And then it's soon gonna be bedtime for me. Sorry to say, bedtime soon. Daniel has to go to bed.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Afarod assault our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains, rescue them, and you will be granted a wish. An ancient evil yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in the dark.
I do like a certain part of the music a lot. A certain part of the music I vibe with. But yeah, there's a little bit of, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't hit as hard as.
Thanks for subbing.
Holy mother of God!
Read it out loud. I'm about to go to bed, but I just wanted to tune in for a moment. Hope
Max
you're good,
van
Dambo
Ballig
Podge.
awake and the
That's
Amogus.
really
I'm about
something.
to go to
Hope you
bed,
have a
but I
great
just
day, lesson
wanted to
3.
tune in for a moment. Hope you're good, Danbo Podge.
Nice. Thank you so much for 7 months and another sub. Max, I don't know if you're on Discord. If not, right now, right away, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have stopped streaming regularly. This was a decision I made, I think, 1 or 2 weeks ago now. So if you don't want to support me anymore or sub, I totally understand. No hard feelings. So, go to Twitch. If you go to twitch.tv and on the top right, you see your icon. And I know that, okay, then it's totally fine. I just want to mention that. I just want to be transparent. Not that you continue supporting me and be like, where's the fucking streams, Daniel? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you so much for supporting. Enjoy your bed. I'm also soon gonna go to bed because I have badminton tomorrow with my mom. And I went bouldering today, so I really need some rest. But, I really wanted to stream because I kind of teased it that I wanted to. And to be honest, I've been streaming for 1.5 hours, and it's soon going to be the end. Welcome to the new Dumble stream times. I don't know. Anyhow, oh good, you're surely going to return at some point. Feels okay, man. Well, I don't know if we're going to return to a regular thing. Probably not. No, but I am returning in this form once in a while, And to be honest, I might stream Path of Exile Mirage, of course, right? If I have the time, if nothing is going on, and I feel like I need to fill that niche it needs to fill me up inside. Bruh. Then I'm going to stream something, Either way. Thanks for continuing supporting me, and sleep well. And now, I don't think the music is out for this yet. I doubt it's going to be out, which is fine. So I'm gonna just read this normally, like a normal person. Path of Exile Mirage. In Path of Exile Mirage, you will take on a rogue sect of the Ferrodon as they sap the energies of captured Jinn for nefarious ends and help a legendary Maraketh Sekema put an end to an ancient war once and for all. It's going to be quite interesting who that legendary Maraketh Sekema is, because she is very, very, very hidden. I can partially see an ending where she sacrifices herself or does something to end the final boss fight, which then reveals her true name, and I'm thinking of the old lady in Path of Exile 2. That one. Kind of feel like that's her. I don't know why, just came to my head. Maybe my intuition is correct. Our new expansion introduces a new challenge league, a variety of new and reworked skill and support gems, significant endgame changes, and a plethora of quality of life features. The rejected of the rejected. The Ephod. I just realized that Ferrodon and Ephod are very similar. Like how you write it. It's anyways, the Ephod disgust me. They are the pariahs. The pariahs? The hell does that word mean? Yo, I'm gonna Google that right now. A social outcast.
Pariah.
Pariah. Jesus Christ, I was way off on that. The Ephod disgust me. They are the pariahs of the outcasts. So, an outcast of an outcast. The violent the sadists and the evil. For generations they have made plague and darkness their tools. They steal what is ours and commit unspeakable acts. Varashta, the winter Sekema. Wait a second. It is Varashta? Oh! Disciple of Varashta. Because that's the new one we got. So that is her. Interesting. So that's, I guess, how it's linked. Never mind, we just figured it out. I'm guessing. The Ephod, the most depraved and twisted of the Feridun, have formed a pact with Saresh, a powerful necromancer who built an army of undead to seek revenge on the Maraketh. They intend to seek out and harness the power of the Jinn, twisting it to their ends to further their war on the Maraketh. Varashta, a powerful Sekema who has been suspended in time for eons, will assist you as you seek to hold the efforts in Rayclast. Okay. I like the visuals. I don't know. I'm a sucker for, like, just give me some sick sand. And I'm like, I will eat that sand. I will eat this sand. No, I don't know. I just really love visuals when it comes to sand. So, one visual, I think it's partially this one. It very much reminded me of Synthesis. Visually, it's very similar. I think it was...
Chains.
Sorry, hold up. Was it this one? That one. No, this one. This one very much reminded me of Synthesis. How it's like, you know, how there was an edge of the map. So it's very similar in that, I think. So they might have reused it partially. The code, I guess, to just generate those areas. Who knows? Well, no, technically it can't. No, technically it can't do that. Because Synthesis didn't have to do anything with the area you joined, right? Actually, how the frick did Synthesis work again? Completely forgot about the league mechanic, actually, in Synthesis. That was pretty much before my time. Either way. So, yeah. So that was before my time, and I'm not quite sure. But it actually is a better Synthesis. Not that we should compare this league to that league and call it Synthesis 2.0 and all that jazz. I'm sorry for that. But if you think about Synthesis, right, which is like go into an area, kill mobs, get loot, this is just another level on top of that, right? Because it relates to the area you come from, which is great. Because first of all, a lot of people are kind of pissed off when the league mechanic doesn't have to do anything with the map you ran, right? So you have like super mega juiced maps with like crazy loot and explosions and XP and monsters, and you're like, this is sick. And now there's this league mechanic where you have to go into a gosh darn roguelike mechanic. Sanctum, by the way. I loved Sanctum at the end. But still, I understand why people are like, okay, here we go with this thing again, right? I understand why people are like that. To be honest, that's got them the Val mechanic in Path of Exile 2 right now. Kind of. On the other side, they learned that you should be able to stack encounters, or like the length of... Anyways. This is not Path of Exile 2. Which, by the way, I made no video about, because I was kind of busy since the beginning of January with life, but also the free-to-play video, by the way. I had to write it, okay? It was a lot of writing. And I haven't actually technically finished it, which is fucking insane. I haven't even finished it. I have finished everything up to the end game. The end game is not written. It's all played. The challenge is finished, and maybe I did it again in 24 hours. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to count the ballots again. Anyways, on top of anyways. This, better, good, seems interesting, and of course you have things on top of things on top of things on top of things. Unsure about the holy skills. Not a huge fan on that. But maybe there are some wacky things we can figure out. Keepers to core. Sure, of course, we all knew that Mirage is not gonna ever come back, but it kind of works similarly. I think I'm just very happy about the new Atlas. That is just a much needed change since so many years, and yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. What the hell is that map over there? Oh, it might be. Looks like a corruption hand thingy. What else? Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting when everything is like laid out on the map itself. If it makes it easier, simpler, nicer. It's also a big question. If Simulacrum is now on the Atlas, why isn't it influenced by the Atlas? Question mark. Also, I understand that the it's a different icon, I guess. It's not a map on the Atlas. It's just the icon. It's like, I don't know. Sure. Like if you had a physical map, right, and you know certain spots are at certain certain things are at certain spots, and you put it on the map, and then you're like, well, I still have like a little bit of space to the bottom left and top right and in the middle a little bit. Then you're gonna fill that in with just knick-knack, and that's the knick-knack. It's just the tiny things that you're just like, just add it. I do like the petals. I wonder if they're gonna be there forever. I'm guessing they are. The one big question I have still, and maybe I should go back and rewatch that, is about the Atlas, by the way. How do the Void Stones work now? Where do you slot them in? Cause that's the 4. Wait, are there 4 originator bosses? No, there are 3. But that's synthesis. Oh god, I bricked it. I'm confused. Okay, we're gonna figure this out anyways in a week or 3 months whenever I get to it. But yeah, I am very much. I have other stuff to do now, IRL. So I wouldn't say I'm excited and I'm like ready to play hours on end. But Wait, a future of untold power and doom opened before Sarok in that moment. You realize there was not one time, but many. The sands of time. Huh. Sarok is the boss in the Trial of Sekima, right? Isn't that Sarok? It sure... Yeah, it's the final boss, yeah, Sarok. Interesting. So that is Sarok. Tyrant Sekhem. Huh. I wonder actually what that lore is now. Like who that boss is. We don't know who Saresh is now. Nope, not Pure Ninja. I need the wiki. Okay, did somebody just add this? It's a stub. Okay, yeah, okay. Who was slain by Garu Khan. Can I have some gosh darn source on that? When the hell did Garu Khan kill Saresh? Hello? Oh my god, it is. I don't judge who you are, Saresh. I judge what you do. True leadership comes from fighting alongside those you command, from elevating them, and sharing the glory of victory. This you will never understand. And the Dark Monarch. Hate. You speak to me of hate? You have no idea what your persecution inflicts, how it chokes the heart, withers the soul. Judge me, and you judge yourself. Saresh, last words to Sekama Orbala. And that was added in 3.27. That is literally last league. Oh no. Okay, oh no. 3.26. Okay, Secrets of the... Okay, so this is very new lore. This is very new lore. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's... Saresh did not exist before that. Hello? Are we talking about the same metamorph right now? We're talking about the same metamorph from, like... What? What? Yeah, 3.9. I was, like, wondering, metamorph didn't come out in 3.23. That's way too early. Metamorph came out when the Awakener, when Sirius was, happened. Anyways. Living in the Vastiri Desert, he was rejected even by the other Faradin and was taken in as a youth by the Order of the Jinn, where he studied the concept of intrinsic darkness, this which would later be a key component of the creation of metamorphs in the modern day. I need some actual source on that. Whoever wrote this right now, I mean, bless you right now for just slamming this down. Saresh's history was documented by the Order of the Jinn in Metamorph. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? No way it was. Yeah, the Oasis, the Vastiri Desert, the King of Kulamak, Katarina, still by the way relevant after all these years. Katarina was ahead of her time. Technically, no, she was just another person using the power of the Well of the Souls. Metamorph. Oh, that is the lore right there, right? Yeah. Got it. The rusted metamorph, rejected even by the Faradin outcasts, young Saresh, you were cursed to walk the white sands until we found you. The Order shall command your penance now. As you explore the vast well of human darkness, Saresh, our surgeon of death, our surgeon of the dead, remember that the price can sometimes exceed the value of knowledge. There was a man of bone, rotting flesh, and weeping black, but his name, his ill-gotten knowledge, and his role in the Order shall be stricken from memory. Though the necromancer of Weeping Black fell in the desert by the hand of Garu Khan, his mindless legions remain scattered throughout Rayclast, with no master to curb their hunger. Interesting. Man, that's super old lore then. Never mind. So just recently, maybe they were just writing this stuff down back in Metamorph. Well, technically, past Metamorph. Interesting. Yeah. Performed many experiments of the flesh, both living and dead. However, he was eventually cast out by the Order and all records of him were destroyed for unknown reasons. Huh. The storm. The Sarka, okay. Yeah, his power originates from the Well of Souls, associated indirectly with the Lich Lords and Kulamak. But does this mean, lore-wise, lore enjoyers, help me here, does this mean this intrinsic darkness, which by the way I think we still don't know because there's no freaking link on intrinsic darkness because I feel like it's still like very much not clear. Is the intrinsic darkness now the power from the Well of Souls? Or is it still something else? Like, that's the big question. Because if you say his power originates, well, can your power originate from the Well of Souls? And oh wait, no, he studied the concept of intrinsic darkness. But that doesn't mean that brought him to the original power, which was the Well of Souls. That doesn't mean that. It just means he studied that concept. And on his journey of being an outcast, he maybe found the Well of Souls and thus, gained power from there. Who knows? Okay. Well, that's a lot. Oh yeah, I actually remember this now. This unique. On killing a rare monster, a random linked minion gains its modifier for 60 seconds. It's pretty powerful. It's like the, headhunter but for minions. It's pretty good. That light radius is huge, guys. 50%, crazy, dude. I'm still waiting for that light radius leveling build in PoE 2. I'm so ready for it. I just pray to God someday, but it also just such a dumb idea actually. But I would love to have like a second character in Path of Exile 2, just to level a new character. So after having done the first one, playing a little bit, and then jumping into the second one, and just equipping a bunch of light radius items, and then just blast, and just have a light radius as enormous as you could imagine, just a poof, and you instantly see all the quest markers pop up. I would love that. And also, damage scales with my light radius, and just go full light radius mode. And then have like a burning AoE that's just righteous fire, that also scales with light radius. So what I'm saying is, I need righteous fire, but for light, not fire. You know what I mean? I need righteous light. The light of righteousness. That's what I need. Anyways, good. With this out of the way, I think I have yapped enough. It is late. Daniel has to go to bed now. He's an old man. Dude. No, I'm kidding. I feel actually very much, not old, very, very good about myself. just, Daniel, can you cope harder? Please cope harder. Please. Bruh. Good. I'm gonna share that link on the Discord if it's already not shared. I don't think it is shared. Nope, it's not. Shaggy didn't share it, I guess, just to, not, spoiling everything. What the hell is Kevin doing again? Holy moly. Anyways, I have a Discord if you want to join that. Again, not streaming regularly anymore. It will be like this. Life changes happen. If you don't know and you see this stream right now and you're like, why? What happened? Well, the TLDRs, I don't want to read it off right now, but the TLDRs, I found new hobbies. I found new things in life that I enjoy a little bit more. And to be fair, I have a full-time job since years now. So you can imagine my Monday to Friday is gone, right? And then you have 2 days. And out of those 2 days, I streamed half of one. And it's also in the middle of the day. So it's also like really bad for doing anything on that day, right? It's pretty much, if you sleep too long on Sunday, F you stream. oh, I woke up early on Sunday. Oh, I get tired early also on Sunday where I would stream. So it's like, I just effed myself. So this is a lot more enjoyable because I get excited for it. There's a reason to stream. I stream, and that's pretty much it. So there's that. So I did plan on maybe having projects which probably won't happen anymore because I don't stream regularly anymore. But that doesn't mean I might not do longer streams. Because some games you can play through in like a session. Hollow Knight, for example. And even Silksong now, which we freaking have now in 2026. Let's freaking go. I actually really want to play through Silksong again. Just to experience like just the vibe of it again. It's just, god damn it. The music is so good. But I have started loving the Silksong OST. There's just so much more depth to every song. It's just like, it's beautiful. Not every song is a banger, of course, but there are so many songs are bangers in the Silksong OST. So there's that. But with this out of the way, will I be streaming Path of Exile 2? Sorry, Path of Exile 2, as in 2 again. There's a Path of Exile 2 meme in my free-to-play video. It was good. It was good, right? I really cramped that joke, and I'm like, oh, you're sick of it after 3 times? Nah, I'm gonna get at it just 6 more times. It was fun. It was fun. Having a little bit of fun with the, oh my god, PoE2 again, that type of crowd. Both games are amazing. And to be honest, I always love jumping back into PoE2. It's because it's just like feels so good. There are other issues, which they might solve in 0.5. We'll see about that. 2 more months. 2.5, actually, I think. Either way, PoE Mirage, Path of Exile Mirage, will I be streaming it next week? Who knows? I really don't know. I think... thank God I'm not showing my calendar right now. Next week, I would have time, technically. But if I feel like it, again, I'm going to do other stuff. Because this is not, like, mandatory for me, right? I don't find my enjoyment in life out of this. So, I do want to do other stuff. So, there's that. Not to be negative, right? But, do what you enjoy, right? And if I enjoy other stuff more, I think that's good for everyone. Because I can come back and yap about stuff. Speaking of yapping, I'm yapping as we speak right now, and I was in Linz. If you don't know what Linz is, same. I also didn't, and I went there. No, it's not like I discovered it on the map and was like, I'm going there, guys. But I had a concert. It was a Hans Zimmer concert I went to, which was pretty sweet. Also like some American orchestra and an actor, and it was pretty big, a pretty big show. But on the other side, they had sometimes like really cheap visuals of like Hans Zimmer movies. So for example, they made like maybe Interstellar, right? They played the music live on stage of Interstellar from Hans Zimmer. It's not exactly the same notes sometimes. It feels like on purpose they sometimes play the other one. Either way, pretty darn good. Like, really darn good. Like, sometimes, like, 95% close to the original, right? And, of course, it's live, so there's a different vibe. But then they showed, like, the most generic B-roll footage. And, hey, I just learned Blender 3 days ago, so I'm making footage for this. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Interstellar has scenes. Use those. So I don't know. It feels like sometimes it's like a massive production quality, and then they just forgot to actually ask the studios, hey, can we actually use the footage? No, fuck. We gotta scramble, right? We have 5 days to make this happen. Can you use Blender? No. Learn it in 2 days and then open the fucking program and make stuff. That's pretty much kind of what happens. I was a little bit scuffed. Anyways, still good. I don't know what the tickets were, like, I think $45 or something. And it was a 2.5 hour concert with a break in between. Technically then it was an hour and then maybe 40 minutes or something along those lines. But still, amazing. definitely an experience I will not forget so soon. And that's good. And also, I also did a lot some other stuff during that day. So yeah, experienced Linz, good day, and slept in a very cheap hotel. Holy mother of God, that was a very cheap hotel I slept in. But I slept to a degree. Speaking of sleeping, I'm gonna shut up now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you stay hydrated. Hope you have a great rest of your week. A great start into the weekend.